folks, remember that movie Interview with a Vampire? Well, there used to be a few customs floating around here and there of both Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise's character. Now it looks like we had a mass-produced option. It's called Vamp and it's by a company called Figure Masters. And no, this isn't the shipper box. This is the actual box it comes in. Talk about back to basics. But I guess this is one of the areas where they cut costs. We're going to open this up and see where else they might be cutting costs. And I'll do a nice review of this figure. Alright, so as I said, the box is pretty basic. It's the first time I've gotten a figure that's like this, I think. They would at least have maybe a posted picture on here with the name of the figure, but no. Alright, piece of foam, a white box, a huge coffin, and nothing in there. Interesting. Nothing underneath there. All right, let's see what we have here. So the coffin is cardboard. It's like the cover of a book, I guess you might say. It has a glued sheet on top of it, so it has this sort of cement-like appearance to it. It's thick enough. Aha! So here's the figure. Now, a while back, I was pretty impressed when I saw online that somebody had done a custom of Tom Cruise's character in this film. And I forget what, I know one of them is named Lestat, but I forget which is which out of these two. So this company made Brad Pitt's figure, but they didn't make Tom Cruise's. So I think what the custom figure that I saw a while back is if you recall, Sideshow had a series of Buffy the Vampire Slayer figures, and one of the figures they did was of I think his name was Angel. He was like in a 17th century outfit, kind of like this. And somebody had just gotten a Tom Cruise head and sculpted a ponytail on it, and they turned it into his character from Interview with the Vampire. So, first impressions, I really like this. It's a nice, got a nice quality to it. The material and stitching of the figure is very nice. The head sculpt itself, you could definitely tell it's Brad Pitt, although the lips might be a little bit too thick, if I'm getting picky. But I like that it has a ponytail on the back here. They could have taken a shortcut and sculpted it, but they actually put the hair in there. It's got a nice little bow on the back of it. His hand has a little ring on there. Another small pinky ring there. The jacket itself is a nice quality. It's lined on the inside in gold. The vest is very nice. And it's got the belt buckle shoes. They could have made the buckle metal, but once again, I'm getting picky here. Let's see what kind of accessories they've got. All right, so we got 4 more hands to choose from. All of them have the rings on there. And an additional head sculpt. This one is just his long hair without the ponytail. Now, if you look at these side by side, it's almost like they obviously didn't use the same sculpt for both, because this one looks much more like Brad Pitt than this one. You could definitely tell the difference. And I don't know why they didn't use the same one. I definitely like this one, so what I'm probably going to do is put this one into a ponytail, if I decide to keep the ponytail, and then sell this head sculpt, because it's just not doing it. I don't know. Maybe you have a different opinion. But even the detailing on this one is much better. It's very lifelike. And this one is just like they took a few corners. It's almost, I wouldn't say it's like a Mattel Ken doll head, but it's pretty close to it in my opinion. This one definitely higher quality. So there you have it, folks. You have one full figure, 4 extra hands, and an extra head sculpt. So pretty basic. And then of course they threw in the box. So, oops. So he fits right in there. You can put him in his coffin. A little too big, I think. I'll probably put the coffin on eBay too, because I don't need the coffin. It's kind of retarded and cliche, in my opinion. But real quick review here, and because there's not much to the figure, but I hope they come out with the Tom Cruise one to go with this. I already have a grand piano that I have weathered for a nice diorama to put the 2 figures in. Because remember, probably one of my favorite scenes in that film was the very old and decrepit version of Tom Cruise playing the piano in the end of that film. But as far as this figure goes, I'm going to give it a 8.9 out of 10. I think the only thing knocking it is just this head sculpt right here. This one would have been perfect if they had the hair version and the ponytail version. With this head sculpt, you would have been golden. But for some reason, they did this cheap one, and that just detracts from the figure. Otherwise, it would have been closer to a 10. But good job. I'll probably be looking out for future Figure Masters figures because they don't really disappoint. And pretty reasonable cost too. I think I paid $118 for this one. Not bad. Thanks for tuning in.